Hey there, welcome to the show. My name is John Stevenson. Today we're going to be talking about if you have $500,000 invested and if you're wondering, is that enough for retirement? What should you be doing, especially if you're near or at retirement age? I'm going to share some income strategies with annuities that I think is going to help. So when you're looking for income, because typically that is what people are looking for when they are retiring, they are looking for income and they're looking for the highest possible that is out there. And usually if there's something that's contractual, it gives you a lot more peace of mind. And so that's why a lot of people are looking at annuity contracts right now, because interest rates are high. And when interest rates are high, you can lock in a lot of lifetime income versus what you could 5 or 6 years ago. So that's why they're researched so much right now. And so what I would recommend that you do is after watching this video or even before ending the video, I'll go to my website, johnstevenson.com, and go to my calculators. If you're looking for highest income, it's typically the income rider. And you can't use all of your money. If you have $500,000 saved for retirement, you can't use all of it unless you have another 100, maybe 150,000 set aside somewhere else. Okay. You need to make sure you have plenty of liquid outside of that, because insurance carriers won't take all of your money. They want to make sure you have plenty outside of that for emergencies and savings, because when you put money into an annuity, it is an illiquid asset, at least to some extent. Okay. There, obviously you can surrender the income riders. You can take money out, usually 10%, without any surrender charges. But when you're looking for income, you're looking for primarily, something that is a source of guaranteed income. You don't want to touch it. Okay. And that's the way it's designed. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through the numbers. I'm going to show you exactly what this could look like for you. But again, go to my website, use the calculators and see for yourself. And then if you're looking to purchase an annuity, I'd love to help you. Okay. There's a link below this video. You can get on my calendar and we'll get on a Zoom meeting and I'll ask you questions. You can ask me questions and we'll go over all the options. So if you are just wanting to browse, go to my website and use the calculators. And if you feel so inclined, you can book a meeting with me there if you're looking to purchase an annuity. I don't try to sell or hard push a product. I like to show everything and I like to look at a lot of options. Okay, so that's really important to me. When you're looking for highest income, you're looking for the best growth. If that's what you're looking for, that's what we will explore. All right. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is someone who's in Georgia. They are 65. Their spouse is 63. They're looking for immediate income, and they're going to use $300,000 of their $500,000 portfolio because they're going to leave $100,000 in savings, and they're going to leave. Their plan is to keep $100,000 in savings and $100,000 in the S&P 500. Okay. They want the market growth, and they know, just looking at the market statistically, that they will probably be able to double their $100,000 every 7 years. Right. So 100,000 will grow to 200,000. Then in another 7 years, that 200 will grow to 400. And then another 7, that 400 will grow to 800. And so their plan is to keep that 100,000 in savings, put the other 100,000 in the S&P 500, let it grow. And they're going to, every probably 10 years, they're probably going to take another 100,000 or so. And they're going to buy another annuity contract and stack their income. Okay. So they got their Social Security. They might have Social Security at 35, 40,000 per year. And then they're looking to just supplement that with a portion of their 401k, or maybe it's their IRA, or maybe you just got cash. Okay. So this could be you. Maybe your situation is a little different. Maybe you have a little bit less, maybe you have a little bit more. But you should always just use the portion that you need for guaranteed income, but also have some money outside of it for savings, for emergencies. And I always recommend growth. So it just depends what your risk tolerance is. But this is an example of what a lot of my clients are doing right now. All right. So $300,000, they're looking at immediate income, but they're willing to wait a little bit if it's not enough. Okay. So $300,000, let's see what it looks like. So these are the annual numbers. This is joint income. Okay. If it was a single payout, they get the husband or whoever would get like another $2,000 or $3,000 per year. Okay. But once they die, the income stops. And if there is no money in the account value, there is no refund either. Okay. So that's why I recommend, if you're married, do joint, because it is guaranteed income for both of your lives, no matter what the account balance does. And that's very valuable. All right. So Talcott is the highest right now. It's 21,600. North American is 21,000. Corbridge is 21,000. All good options. I mean, if I was to pick either one of these, I'd probably say do North American, just because they're A+, and the payout is almost identical to these others. Talcott's 100 years old. So is Corbridge. Great companies, but they're all kind of offering the same the same thing. I mean, the same income. They provide enhanced payments, which that's just a LTC doubler. If you need long-term care, they'll give it to you for a little bit, but it's not something that's guaranteed for the life of the contract. It's just there for the first few years. So that's nice, but it's not why you're buying it. All right. So, I mean, Talcott does have a little bit less of a rider fee, but in my opinion, yeah, the account balance might last just a little bit longer for a death benefit. But if you're, eventually all of these are going to run out. So if it were me, I would choose A+. And I'll tell you, that's what me and my wife are doing. Okay. So, but there are some A- and even B++ companies out there that I really like too. And even for lifetime income. So it just depends on the carrier. Okay. So I'm going to pull this, before I do that, let me just push this out, because you might be thinking 21,000, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I want a little bit more. Then I'll just push this out a couple years. So maybe you're thinking, well, I can delay retirement, okay, until my spouse is 65, I'm 67, and look at that. Nationwide is the highest payout for that. So you look at that and say, okay, that's all right. So $26,000. My Social Security payout will probably be around $37,000 by then. That's pretty good. I'm making over $5,000 a month. Okay, and that's what a lot of people are doing. So we can pull this up here, and I'll show you what this actually looks like. So Nationwide is not the lowest fee, right? They charge a little bit higher than Talcott, some of these other ones. But it just affects the account balance. So here's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is if there's no index growth, because they're giving you some of the index growth from the S&P 500, because if the S&P 500 does well, they're going to make money, and so will you, because they're buying call options. They're not actually invested in it, but they are looking for some growth from it. So that's how you get market protection and how you get a little bit of growth. But they're showing you if there is no growth whatsoever, your account balance will just go down faster, because you're taking out income. You can see the rider charges right here on the right. All of that's coming out, and your balance will be gone by the time you're in your late 70s. But if it does what we think it will, and what it's done in the past, is it'll probably last longer. It'll probably last like 4 years longer, right? You see account balance last longer because you've got some growth here. So that's why I tell people, don't dwell on this. Don't focus on this, because if you're doing it for income, it doesn't matter. You're doing it for income, and the income is contractual. It's guaranteed regardless. Okay. The balance might last a few years longer. It might not. It doesn't matter. And you notice the rider charge goes away, because eventually it has no account balance to take from, because it's not taking it from your lifetime income. Okay. So you're looking at this and say, well, 25,000, almost 26 grand. That's pretty good. And that is really good. So it's taking out lifetime income. And by the time you're 95, you're taking out 724,000. Okay. If you live longer, you take out more. So you're not doing this for growth. Okay. You can make more money in the stock market. We already know that. Okay. But if you're trying to protect yourself against market risk, and you're trying to get some guarantees on the table, then this is a great way to do it. Okay. Now, I know in this video, I'm talking about what you would do if you have $500,000 saved for retirement. If you got more than that saved for retirement, and you want to invest $500,000 for income, then the income's more. Obviously, it's proportionate. So if I was to say, let's say I double this, just make the math easy, then it's going to double my income. Okay. That's literally how these work. So I'll just go down here and I'll look at it. There you go. 51,765. Okay. So you might have 800 grand, and you're like, I've got 800 grand. I want to save 200,000 of it and invest the rest into an annuity. Then this is what you would do. Or maybe you got $1 million, and you're like, I want to invest some in the stock market. I want to have some savings, but I really want this high base, this contractual base of income. And that can be very nice. I mean, 51,000 plus your Social Security. If you're taking 40 grand of Social Security at that point, then you got $90,000 coming in a year. That's nice. It's really nice to have contractual income, and it's really nice to be able to do that. And if you want to invest in other things or save or do whatever, you can, and you have the peace of mind. If the market takes a dive, which we know it does, and it will, you don't have to worry about it. So that's what a lot of people are doing. But that is the purpose of this video, is just to show you what is there, okay? What these payouts are, and then you can use that information however you want. So I'm happy to help. If you're looking to purchase an annuity, of course I'd love to help you. That's how I make my money. But I'm not trying to strong arm you into booking a call with me and doing business. It's not how I work. So I want people to get the information, and if they have questions, reach out. happy to help. And of course, if you're looking to buy, I'd love to help you do it. There's a link below this video. You can get on my calendar and we'll get on a Zoom meeting and we can chat. Otherwise, go to my website, johnstevenson.com, go through the calculators, look at the income rider calculator if you're looking for highest income and highest flexibility. Then I would recommend looking at that. And then if you like the numbers and you like what you're seeing, I mean, I'm pulling data from all the carriers. So I don't, it changes every day. It just depends on what your state is, what your age, if you're married or not married. It'll spit out the numbers to whatever you're looking for. So anyways, if you like what you see, then if you're comfortable, then book a call. You can do that on my website as well. So I'm happy to help and happy to answer your questions. So if there are any extra questions you have and you don't want to book a call, then just comment below. I'm happy to help there too. So if you like the video, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, share. I truly am here to help, and I do appreciate you for watching. I enjoy doing these videos, and hopefully it's giving you some clarity and giving you the information that you need as you are focusing on the most important years, the golden years, right? Where you're able to enjoy and be able to go out and do the things that you want to, hopefully with the least amount of stress as possible. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.